Twitch is making new rules. Apparently, you can't be racist on Twitch anymore. So we're probably going to get banned pretty soon. But until then, we'll try to have as much fun as possible. Let me see if I can find it. I'm sure it's probably... Yeah, here we go. So anyway, we'll go back over here and we'll take a look at Twitch recently. So this is really fucking funny to me. So apparently Twitch didn't know what to do. No, this is actually really smart of them. I found out why they unbanned me. So they didn't know how to solve the problem with like all of this like, you know, anti-Semitism and like, you know, racial hatred and, you know, like calls for genocide. Who would do something like that? And so, but they didn't know what to do. And so they unbanned me so I could solve the problem for them. And I did. Remember a few days ago whenever I said they needed to create a new category for everybody so that they are, what do you call it? They need to create a new category for everybody so that they're not like, basically like they're not showing ads next to like a travel stream and then the same ads are getting shown next to something else. Yeah, Dan's listening, right? Yeah, so they unbanned me so they could, you know, pretty much know what to do in the future. Very, very smart, epic gamer decision for Twitch. So Twitch will soon launch a content classification label for politics and sensitive social issues. Creators who create this content must label their streams. Viewers can hide this content. Advertisers can opt out of ads running on this type of content. So they literally took my idea. Like, to be honest with you, I didn't know that they could run ads against classifications. I thought they could only do it against categories because Amazon's ad system is garbage. But apparently it's not quite as garbage as I thought it was. And it looks like they're doing effectively my exact fucking plan. This is exactly what I wanted to see them do. And it looks like they're doing it. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty good, boys. How about that? So yeah, am I the secret CEO of Twitch? I'm the shadow CEO, I guess. So yeah, I mean, I don't know really what we're talking about with this, but, and thanks, Musk. Well, it's freedom of speech. I support freedom of speech. I don't want to see anybody get banned, right? And so, anyway, it looks like they're going to have these classifications. So I'm going to read you what Twitch has said themselves. We launched content classification labels last year to give you more control over the communities you build and give viewers more control over the content they watch. This is a lie. They are completely lying here. They created content classification labels so they could make sure that advertisers don't have their content shown by things that would make them leave. So that's the real reason why it was created. Today, we're creating a new CCL to label streams that include discussions or debates about politics or sensitive social issues so that viewers can decide whether they want to engage with this kind of content. This type of label is common across the industry and can help advertisers better align their ads with content that reflects their brand values. Now, what are these brand values? Brand values, virtue signaling about LGBT in countries where it's already accepted, having slave labor create cheap electronics, having people live inside of sweatshops where they're locked inside overnight with nets in between different stories so they don't kill themselves, having things that put people's lives in danger like lead in their products. So we want to make sure that this is a pro-lead, pro-sweatshop, pro-cobalt mine stream, okay? Because we want to make sure that we're getting all the advertisements from Samsung, Nike, Adidas, and Apple, right? So yes, absolutely, we are very, very pro-sweatshop, pro-third world, pseudo-slave labor. Big W. Hopefully we keep those ads. And so anyway, for more details when you should apply these politics and sensitive social issues, check out the content classification guidelines. I'll read that later. Doesn't really matter. So we'll go to the second one. And this is obviously the classifications, blurs, boring sexual themes, etc. So is this a good idea for Twitch to do? Well, of course it's a good idea. It was my idea. So obviously it was good. So yes, Twitch decided to do this. This is a very good way of solving the problem, and I think it basically allows people to preserve their freedom of speech, while at the same time being able to, you know, not necessarily put everybody else's accounts at risk for advertising revenue. So, you know, you're welcome, Twitch. You're welcome. You know, like if you want to, you know, pay me for this, I'm not going to stop you. But yes, it looks like that's what's happened. Well, they didn't just make a whole new rule, they made a whole new post. Dan Clancy came out today, and he made a statement regarding the situation. So let's take a look at it. Politics and social issues. So let's see if I'm going to have to put this category on. Streams featuring former or current political officials if the content includes discussions with these individuals around public policies. Wow. So basically all politics discussion is going to be effectively getting demonetized. That's really crazy. All public policy discussion gets demonetized. Wow. Live coverage or commentary on elections, civic processes, or election-related disputes. Let's see here. Live streams of protests, rallies, or civil unrest related to civil rights issues or government policies. Discussing military conflicts, foreign policy decisions, or national security matters. Okay. Discussing ideological or socio-political views on topics like gender, race, sexuality, or religion. Discussing legislation related to sensitive social issues such as reproductive rights, that's abortions, LGBTQ rights, or immigration. So, I think that this is the best solution that Twitch could do. Realistically, this is the best solution. I can't think of another solution that they could go with that wouldn't involve banning a bunch of people. Do you think this will introduce nudity to Twitch? No, we're probably not going to get meat spam for another 5 years, sorry to say. But no, and again, whenever they do add nudity on Twitch, VTubers will still get banned for wearing bikinis. So I wouldn't get too excited. But yeah, of course that's going to happen to an extent. Here we go. This is the big one. Twitch, 3 hours ago, came out with a statement condemning hate and harassment. You thought it wasn't going to happen. It turns out that Twitch is actually against hate and against harassment. We're going to take a look. How brave. I know. Stunning, brave. It's a shining example for all of us. Let's take a look at what they're saying. Dan Clancy tweets this out. I wanted to share a blog post on the Twitch blog. I want to make clear that Twitch stands firmly against hate and harassment of any form. You can read more about our commitment to safety, and hate and harassment have no place on Twitch. All right. Guys, we had a good run. We had fun. You know, these past couple of years have been great. But, as they say, all good things come to an end. This might just be my last stream. I'm sorry. Real bad. Yeah, let's kick it. Ooh! How about that? Okay, let's go ahead and read it. To the Twitch community, over the past few weeks, we've seen members of the community voice concerns about how we handle potentially harmful content. There is no place for Twitch for racism, hatred, or harassment of any kind, including anti-Semitism and Islamophobia. So basically, including Hassan and Asmongold. As our community has grown, we've endeavored to build community guidelines to prohibit these harms. And so anyway, Twitch is and always will be about belonging. Each day, people come together on our own servers to build communities around shared interests and express themselves authentically. For this to be possible, we work hard to ensure that our community is a safe space. So, I think, well, let me finish it. I don't want to go too far. Let's go ahead and let's finish it. Then we'll go from there. And so anyway, our community guidelines are foundational. And when we find content that breaks those rules, we take immediate enforcement action. This will always be the case. Millions of streamers with a wide variety of views and perspectives spend time on Twitch. We recognize that some content, while allowed on our service, may be objectionable to some members of our community. The views shared by streamers on Twitch are not the views of Twitch, nor are they my personal views. So, he's basically saying, you know, suck a dick, cry a river, build a bridge, get the fuck over it. Some people aren't going to agree with you. Thank God. I fucking agree with that. I'll tell you so. Yeah, abso-fucking-lutely. Yep. How can you be inclusive but build specific communities? Well, it was simple. We did it all the time back in the 60s. It was separate but equal. And so, you know, I probably should dial these down. You know, I probably really need to stop. I'm gonna get suspended again. I'm really gonna get in trouble. And what do you plan for your have planned for your next time off? Well, I want to, you know, I'm gonna replay Dragon Age, right? You know, I have to in order to get unbanned next time, I'll have to fully 100% a woke game, right? Whether it's you know, Dustborn or Dragon Age. Anyway, so we'll look at the rest of this. We're grateful for the feedback and input from our community. Our safety approach continues to build and evolve as our service grows. We want to ensure that everyone can find their place on Twitch and remain committed to ensuring that hate and harassment have no place here. Dan Clancy, Twitch CEO. So let's go ahead and read some of the responses to this. Now, I think that... now, this is my opinion. There is a good chance that Dan felt like he had to put this out because of advertisers. Personally, I think all this does is put gasoline on a fire. I think it's a bad call to make a statement like this because hate and harassment have no place on Twitch. Now you are creating a narrative where hate and harassment and Twitch are in the same sentence. You're the CEO, right? It's like pretty simple. You know, like one thing that that Trump does really well is that Trump never capitulates to any degree about, like, basically like the Puerto Ricans thing. Like, Trump was like, you know, Puerto Ricans are saying it was insensitive. Oh, I love the Puerto Ricans. Nobody's done more for Puerto Ricans than I have. Puerto Ricans love me. I've never seen a Puerto Rican that wasn't voting for Trump, right? And so, like, the way that he does that, and I'm not, like, we're not trying to glaze Trump, but you have to respect the, you know, the, what do you call it? The ability to create a narrative, right? And so if you do that, it's harder for people to, like, draw that connection, right? It's manipulation, exactly. Yeah, you got to respect the hustle, the gaslighting, whatever you want to call it. So whenever you put a statement out like this and you're saying these kinds of things, I think what ends up happening in a lot of cases is that these people are like, oh, really? Well, what is all this hate and harassment on Twitch? So, like, you effectively, you know, you fucking, what's the word for it? You expand the influence of it, right? So, yeah, I'm Puerto Rican. What did he say? Just some asshole comedian made a joke that a lot of Puerto Ricans got offended by. Not really too big of a deal, but, yeah, it was a popular topic 2 or 3 days ago. Nothing really to talk about today. So, yeah. They're a corporation. They're explicitly a profit-making entity. So Amazon, and I want to also talk about this from the perspective of Amazon. Amazon will not drop Twitch. Amazon has a tremendous, incredible, massive value with Twitch, and they're not going to sell that out unless they abso-fucking-lutely have to. And the reason why is that if you look at live streaming market share, and you look at especially live stream market share in the perspective of video games, Amazon has a market majority in that space. And that is a space that has had projected growth year over year. And the social media space is still growing, although it's not 20% every year, right, after COVID, because COVID kind of accelerated that growth curve. Twitch has an incredible value Amazon has an incredible value with Twitch. My point is here that Amazon has such a massive first mover advantage in the live streaming market inside of Western audiences that that advantageous strategic market position is worth infinitely more than Twitch's value as a company. And Amazon being able to activate based off of that strategic position is worth, like, multiples of what Twitch is worth. So yeah. That's where I'm at, and I don't think that Amazon is going to sell Twitch at any time. I think if they did, I would be absolutely fucking shocked. Having a hand in a field of being a monopoly of it might be more important to Amazon than the profit from Twitch. Yes, exactly, the market position. I think you're totally right. Absolutely. Without a question.